Hi, hello, it's me, Vic again. Oh, she can hear the music. No, no, no. No bueno. Okay, okay, we're here. We're good. I forgot to turn off the music. I kind of threw the whole momentum. It's fine. It's fine. What I was gonna say is, it's a wonderful, Friday Eve or Monday morn, Saturday morn, depending on where you live. I've got some, wonderful jazz music from my random YouTube channel I found. And we're chilling here. I've got a new audio setup, audio filter set up, so hopefully it sounds even better than it did before. We're gonna hang out and we're gonna fish a little. We're gonna catch a few Pokemon, level a few Pokemon up, and just chat. Just do a little bit of chatting. The shit had a Rayquaza get over there. Interesting. Not much has gone on with me. I'm just leaned back as far as I possibly can in my chair, and I didn't do too much Pixelmon. I did a little bit of Dark Tide. Did not cook anything today. Is that an Oddish? Doesn't exactly look like an Oddish. That's odd, if you will. It's gigantic, whatever the fuck that thing is. I think that has to be an Oddish. Yeah, so we're just gonna chill out. Do a little bit of fishing. Maybe we'll just do a little bit of fishing in this pond here. I doubt I'll, oh, I got a leaf stone. Nice. Can I use this on anything? I can. Execute Nuzleaf, Weeping Bell. You know what? I think let's do it on Pan Sage, maybe. He's been waiting long enough. I should probably just go down the list, but I'm too lazy to do that, so we're not going to do that. Very glad they gave me a leaf stone out of that. Leaf stones are the hardest to get. I suppose in that sense, just fighting raid Pokemon may be a smart idea. Give us some more evolution stones if that's something that's going to happen often. Let's move Rayquaza over here. Actually, no, it has to be Venusaur because Venusaur has a false swipe. Something I didn't think about until just now. We got a new item for Venusaur last time around that allows him to use false swipe and ghost types, so that's certainly nice. Can't complain about that. Go ahead and actually, oh no, I need to do this in the ocean so I can get alpha shards or whatever. So that's a duocean. Where was the ocean? We're getting pretty close to a launch day for the Vault Hunter server, so I'm certainly looking forward to that. Need to go south. Headed in the right direction. Looking forward to that. I've got a server kind of set up already. Just needs the mod pack on it, and then I think it should be good. I think that's all I have left to do. I'm using a method different from the method I usually use, so we'll see exactly how that ends up working out. I haven't touched anything I'm supposed to in terms of in terms of work. Work in the more general sense, not in the like work sense. But I'm hoping it shouldn't be the things I have to do shouldn't be too difficult. Is that a very tiny Rayquaza? My Rayquaza just incredibly tiny. That's fine. He's cute. That's all that it is. Yeah, so we're just chilling out. After this, I'm gonna sit down and 100% work on some work. Do a little bit of YouTubing stuff. Do a little bit of school work. Do a little bit of other kinds of work. And just see what we can get done tonight. Or we can get done the earlier the better, I do believe. I've gotta start looking for a job soon because my funds are running a little low, as it turns out. coasting on scholarships will not get you very far when your scholarships are not like 5-figure scholarships and you don't have parents feeding you money. That's certainly on occasions. I had a job this whole time. I'd probably have some like pretty decent savings built up, so I think that's definitely something I could go back in time and do. I think I would have done that, or at least done something, at least work on the VTubing stuff. I think would have been a good idea. But I mean, I don't necessarily regret it per se. I just do wish I'd taken a slightly different path, which I think is something I've said for all of my life. But that's why you gotta just So where's that coral reef? There's a coral reef around, right? That's why you gotta make sure you live life as you can, whenever you can. Where was that ocean? That reef? It wasn't too far away, I remember. I remember. Rather, it wasn't too far away from the base. I'll probably end up having to do a little bit of setup for Vault Hunters because it seems still a little opaque. I know there's supposed to be a guidebook coming with it, but as much as as much as I disagree with Iskall on some of his balancing methods and some of the ways that he looks at creating a game, I mean, he's definitely created a very great gameplay experience. Still, with that said, I believe that he might not necessarily have created everything you might need to know in a guidebook, so I'll probably have a little tutorial. I think as well that we'll end up having, I mean, just the way that it's currently going, what I'll end up doing is because some of the people that will be playing will be a little less, will have a little more time, and some people have a little less. So it'll probably just cheat in a bunch of soul flames that people can choose to run it casually or not. I know that there's a setting that's supposed to allow you to. This is actually not exactly what I wanted. But it is a coral. Is it coral reef biome? It's not a coral reef biome. If that was a coral reef biome, we may have gotten a Manaphy, which would have been nice. But alas, fates have not been that kind to us on this eve. Where am I? Not entirely certain. But the basis essentially is that it kind of evens the playing field a little bit more. You know, some people have more time, some people don't. So just letting people choose whether or not they run casual vaults. The casual essentially meaning that you don't lose your progress when you die in a vault. I guess I should probably explain what Vault Hunters is. Vault Hunters is a Minecraft mod pack in which you are able to run these kind of rogue. I wouldn't describe it as roguelike, but you're able to run these dungeons in which you get modded loot to be able to unlock mods and other features, other skills, some unique to the mod pack. And you're able to um, run more dungeons. And I think there's an end dungeon there was in the second season. This is the third season coming upon us soon. And hopefully it has an ending to it as well. That would certainly be fun. But the basis of it essentially being, you run these vaults, you get loot, you run more vaults. Just kind of a Diablo type thing within Minecraft, which is fun. It's a good theory, good idea. And I enjoyed the second one. I didn't get too far into it, but I've watched some playthroughs of it and I've played through it a bit myself. So, you know, I think I have a bit of a leg to stand on here. Well, that's a bit of lag. I'm looking forward to playing Minecraft again with my friends. That's always a fun time. Did he knock me off? I do believe he did. Someone tell Venusaur to stop doing that. He's being awfully rude right now, and I will not stand for it. Instead, I will float to the bottom of the ocean. continuously tries to drown me. Little does he know I cannot be drowned due to my overpowered armor. Oh no, I'm very scared of the level 35 Magikarp. Whatever will I do about the level 35 Magikarp? Oh hey, it's evolving. Cool, cool. I don't remember what Beldum has a 3-step evolution. I don't remember what level it evolves to the final one at. I remember when I played Ruby and Sapphire as a kid, that was on my first team. It's a pretty decent Pokemon, I think, competitively. I'm not really a competitive player, but I believe it's decent for what it does. I've never really been too interested in competitive Pokemon. I don't know what it is. I just never really been my particular speed anyways. Can understand why other people might like it, but just not for me, I guess. Well, it's only level 14. It's unfortunate. Well, it's actually still decent experience. 339, 240. It's not bad. Can't complain. Especially when they just hand me the wins on a silver platter. I think probably any of my Pokemon could have soloed that. I wonder how big Pixelmon really is. Like, how many people are playing it today? Because it's kind of an old mod. I know it's still getting updated and stuff, but I mean, I don't believe that many Let's Players play it. I think its kind of novelty is worn out a little bit. I was looking for because like I mentioned before, I was playing Vault Hunters by myself, and then my friends mentioned interest in it. And I was like, yeah, okay, we'll see if I can host a server for that, and we can have a nice little time with it. Does Skrelp evolve into? I think Skrelp evolves into something, so we'll grab him. So I said, okay, well, I guess I should probably put a pause on my solo Vault Hunter experience, and we can go ahead and just have a server together. Oh, I don't get burnt out on vault hunting. Which I mean, who knows? Maybe I wouldn't, but I mean, I'd rather not take the chance and like have not necessarily committed to this server, but put a kind of like verbal, non-binding interest check out there, and then be the one to be like, nah, I'm not really doing that anymore. So I'd rather just play something like Pixelmon, where it's definitely like almost I think entirely different mods, and also it is just a different experience. It's more almost more of a Pokemon game with a little bit of Minecraft in between, whereas Vault Hunters is more of a um, dungeon crawling game with some Minecraft in between, which I think it works a little better for Vault Hunters because you don't really need any gear to Pokemon battle. You know, the only real thing you get from the Minecraft side is Master Balls, but Master Balls are not that important because, well, they're just so expensive to craft. I mean, I could probably spend the time and craft, like make an automatic crafting system for them. That wouldn't be a terrible idea. But compared, like, there's no benefit for the intermediary steps. Like getting Ultra Balls is incredibly easy. There's no worry about getting Ultra Balls at all. I will, in case you never played this mod pack before, let me pull up the recipes for an Ultra Ball. Right, so you get this. So it's comprised of a lid and a base. Go into lid. A disc is a lid that's been smelted or forged in an anvil. You look at the disc, and it is a black apricorn and a yellow apricorn, and you can farm those. All right, so let's go back here and look at the base. The disc, the base is just 3 ingots crafted, and then you either smelt that or, excuse me, you throw it in an anvil. So again, not very difficult. Now, let's look at the Master Ball. You can find it in some dungeons, or you can craft it. And this crafting recipe is as terrible as it looks. So you got the manual and singularity, which is comprised of final collectors, and it also has ultimate singularities, which are composed of redstone singularities, which have more final collectors, which are comprised of all this stuff. And let's go back in here. You got to make the Pokeball. You've got to make all of the berries. You've got to. There's. Let's see. I think it's. There's this great ball you have to make as well. Let's see. You got to make ultra balls. You have to make all of the Pokeballs, all of the different types, to be able to make the Master Ball. You have to make them like thousands of times. It's just not worth the hassle. Like it's so much easier just to en masse craft ultra balls. That crafting anything else is just it's so not worth it. Like craft a bunch of Pokeballs in the early game, craft like 6 stacks or whatever to be able to take you to Ultra Balls, and then just craft Ultra Balls from there, just auto craft Ultra Balls. It's really not that hard. Oh, is that the female version? I don't think I've ever seen one of those before. Wait, Venusaur, you have... Crap. Venusaur has an item that should be letting him attack. Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, actually, that's not what I meant to do. Um, did I poison Fang? Oh, I didn't think about the poison. That probably would have been a smart idea to think about. Well, he's got absorb, hopefully. I guess she's got absorb, so hopefully that'll help her keep her health up. And I attempt to catch her. I know that the best way to catch Pokemon is using, like, even more so than Ultra Balls, is status effects. Status effects have a much larger impact on whether you're able to catch a Pokemon than anything else, really. Besides maybe what health it's on, I think that may have a higher effect. But other than that, like status effects, particularly I believe sleep and maybe paralysis or frozen or something, one of those two has the highest effect. It's like a double, like 2.5 chance or something like that versus Ultra Balls, which are also two, but they're lower in the um, catching equation or whatever. It's very complicated for no particular reason, if we're being honest here. I was thinking about playing Apex Legends today, then I realized I don't have an account set up for being a VTuber, so maybe I'll have to restart. Who knows? I don't remember what the name of the account is. If it's something really dumb, like a meme name or something that I only used once, I might keep it. Or I guess I can also just change the name. That's not a terrible idea. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I can do that as well, I guess. Oh, I didn't even mention to put on some nice jazz music. I'm listening to some jazz cafe music that I found randomly on YouTube. I find it very nice. That just like random jazz, uh, not links, videos, or not even streams, I guess. But I don't think that they're like actually picking particular songs to play. It's very strange. I don't think they're copyright free, otherwise I'd just be playing it. But I mean, I guess I can maybe like make a playlist or something of copyright free jazz songs, but that sounds like too much effort for something that I'm probably not going to be doing that often. I don't know. If I'm making money off of this at some point, maybe we'll see. But it's interesting how all of these different streams have what are essentially the same music. Like sometimes I can't tell if it's the same song or not. It's always like a piano. Pretty much, it's just the piano. And it's just chill jazz music, something you'd hear in a coffee shop or maybe like a chill doctor's office or whatever, you know. No, there's definitely some string instrument in here, but I'm not exactly sure what it is. Is it like an acoustic guitar? Sounds like some acoustic guitar. I should have a candle whip or something. Have a couple candles. I've had these candles for forever. I use them on occasion, but I always feel like I should use them more. When I painted Warhammer, which I mean, it's still technically something that I do, something that I want to do, but it's just I've got more important things in my life right now, more pressing matters, as it were. I used to always light a candle, play some nice music, and watch a YouTube video or something. It's a very nice experience, very relaxing. It's a lot of fish. Would have known Gyarados ate so much fish. Yes, he is a big lad. He needs lots of food to grow and become a big boy. There's a trainer right behind me. Do kind of wish somebody would make more of a linear experience for Pokemon. Maybe there's some kind of like Pixelmon map I can play or something. Yeah, that'd be cool. I could take my hard-earned Pokemon and move them over there, and I wonder where exactly the excuse me. Oh, okay, where the Pokemon file is kept. Because if I can move over my items and my Pokemon and stuff, it might be cool to try a linear map with the Pokemon that I've played. That'd be cool. It'd be so cool if this was like, mm, I don't want to say like platform as such, but I guess platform is probably the best word for what I mean. But essentially, just like Pixelmon, you could take your Pokemon and go to different maps and challenge the maps or whatever. It could be a little challenge maps. You could have some like puzzles in it depending on it. Like if each map were like a big gym of sorts, I think that'd be super cool. Maybe that's a little too ambitious, but I think given the mechanics of Minecraft, I think it's entirely plausible. Might be a bit of a pain to set up switching Pokemon between worlds, but I don't think it'd be that absurd to do something like that. Like surely there's some kind of option you can enable in on the holder. I'm dumb. I am dumb. Um, but that'd be an that's fucking spam. Spam text. I hate spam text. Which I mean is not a controversial opinion by any means, but it's better than the alternative of what I could have said. Anywho, yeah, it's such a cool idea though. Remember the golden days of Minecraft maps. Now they're all paid on the Minecraft store, which I mean, don't get me wrong, I understand why they did it, but with the amount of mods that existed before, it's hard not to feel a little spoiled for choice, especially the maps and mods that existed for games before it, like like Ed Gary's mod and like his source mods is more what I mean. And I don't know, the heyday back in the day, Warcraft mods. Ooh, you had all these different kinds of amazing mods, and a lot of them are getting paid now, which I mean that's kind of like a first world problem because they deserve to be paid, obviously. But it's not even like it's a growing thing. There's been a lot of pushback on the idea. I mean, again, they deserve to be paid, but it doesn't. eh, it's kind of tough because also they are working off of somebody else's game, you know. So at the same time, it's like, is that legal? You know, is it do the game developers deserve a cut of the mod revenue? Do the mod developers, or rather, Um, can the game developers tell mod developers they're not allowed to make money off of it? I think that one's a proposal. Minecraft mod, some sort. I'm not a I'm not a super big programmer, but I think it'd be fun regardless. I'm sure I could find something to create, especially when I have a bigger audience. Maybe there's something interesting I could do with people joining in. Bye. See you next time. I have to double check that the audio sounds good on this afterwards. No, I didn't check. I didn't check when I started this stream or anything, so I have to check afterwards. I think I've pretty much run out of new Pokemon that I can. Oh, okay. All right, game, just do me like that, okay? All right, I did take it back. I don't believe I can catch any legendary Pokemon or anything like that, but I mostly wanna get the Alpha Shards or Mega Shards, whatever shard I can get from this. I think that's mostly what I'm looking for, to be honest with you. When I switch over to getting the Fire Shards, I think what I'll probably have to do is have Rayquaza in front so that he can tank the fire damage. Because I'm sure Venusaur could, but it might take a little longer for higher levels or whatever for him to be able to destroy them. I think maybe having Rayquaza in front would be a decent idea. I don't think I've ever actually fished in real life. Maybe once when I was like under 10, but I've never actually sat down and fished. I assume just based on how I feel about fishing in regular games, probably would not like it. Probably would not like it. We need so many shell bells. I don't want any of them. Should probably take them anyways. I think shell bells are decent. Don't need it. Not giving me stuff. I just want a jump Pokemon and I want your Alpha Shards. So one thing I did appreciate about the Final Fantasy XIV fishing was that it let you choose what fish you didn't want and you could just automatically throw them away. What does a shell bell do again? I think you get health every time you inflict damage. Yeah, we'll throw that on there, I guess. It's not a bad idea, especially if we're using is it tackle or whatever? What happens if I fish in the ultra space? I am 100% too lazy to check, but I'm sure probably not that much. I don't think they've probably thought it out that much. I don't think I've seen any ultra beasts in the ultra dimension as an aside. Again, admittedly, I have not spent too much time in there, so I wouldn't know. I think that was like one of the last things they did before they moved on to the new version of Minecraft. So, I think that's something where you'd have to just try it out. Wonder what the decision-making process must have been like. Must have been a lot of arguing and crying and yelling or whatever. I certainly wouldn't have wanted to have been in it. I feel like mod teams probably have a lot of drama just constantly. That has to be the case. I refuse to believe otherwise. I have not been the most social of people on the internet in terms of entering new communities, but based on when I did, I remember it was filled with nothing but drama. I remember, oh god, this one time there was this group I was a part of based on, let's call it a fandom, and we would make fan theories about what was happening in the fandom and in the content that we were consuming. And I remember the group just kind of slowly died, and it was unfortunate. But I found out later, soon after the group had kind of fallen apart, that one of the guys was being incredibly creepy towards all of the women, pretty much. And there was, I don't think he was that old. I think he was like 14 or 15 or something. Keep in mind, I was maybe 11 or 12. But one of the girls in there was like 8. So it just disgusting. Just disgusting. I don't understand why people have to do that. I think it certainly put me off of wanting to join new communities for honestly quite a while. Why is that a triple? Why is that a triple exclamation mark? There's like 3 Delmeses under me. I don't get my hopes up like that. It's just disgusting what some people will do on the internet, particularly guys. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. I'm definitely one of the people that are like toxic masculinity affects men just as much as it affects women, or maybe that's not entirely fair, but it definitely significantly impacts men in the way that they grow up and have worldviews and things. But shit, I don't remember where I was going with that. Probably not get too much into that. I think that's probably a bit of a sore spot on the internet, so we're not going to get too far into that. Suffice it to say, it's unfortunate people suck. Good things are destroyed by bad people, and then life moves on. You can never go back to the way things were before. Just have to keep on moving on. Have to make the best decision you have at the time with the information you have at the time. And that's all anyone can ask of you. Well, they can ask more, but uh, not necessarily be fair of them. At the same time, you do have to live with your decisions. You can't just be like, well, can't. I'm gonna fuck out of here. I did my best or whatever. Like, if you make a decision, at least stand by it. I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling now. I'm not a big fan of when people just give super general advice because every advice is different. Every circumstance is different. So just giving really generic advice is kind of useless when you think about it. That's why I'm not a big fan of like advice or like quotes from famous people or whatever, because a lot of the time it just isn't like it doesn't mean anything. It just doesn't mean anything. I'll fully admit sometimes it does. Sometimes it can mean a lot, as a matter of fact. Sometimes a little bit of advice can go a long way in terms of just making somebody feel better towards maybe, giving somebody some unexpected inspiration. But I mean, if you're feeling down and you're like, the internet, let's see what the internet has to tell me about about motivation. Let's get motivated on the internet. I mean, it can certainly help just having somebody be there, like things are going to get better, just in a general sense. But a lot of the time, it's like, just keep grinding. You got this. Things will get better. But there's no guarantee that things will get better. I can't sit here and promise you, viewer, that things will get better. I can tell you that there may be a point where things can't get worse. That things probably will get better. That it's worth seeing it out, that it's worth keeping going and putting your best foot forward, because you never know what is around that corner, whatever is behind the mystery box, you know. But at the same time, I think a lot of positivity is toxic on the internet. This is something that I actually have a script for. A mostly finished script for, as a matter of fact, on a video I'd like to make about toxic positivity and the YouTuber, VTuber community. Because I think there's a lot of toxic positivity in the VTuber community, but I think, not to spoil anything, of course, not that anyone's watching this to be spoiled by. I mean, if we're watching this, you can probably just go watch the video. But I think that'll do it for us for now. It's been 30 minutes. I have evolved Pokemon, done a little bit of fishing, caught a rare Pokemon, caught a couple of rare Pokemon as a matter of fact. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it here, get to some work, get some stuff done. I'm gonna go and do that right now, as a matter of fact, speaking of unmotivated people. And I will see you all tomorrow night. Tune in next time. This has been Vic.